This episode of Off The Script is brought to you by WrestleCrate. WrestleCrate is a monthly pro wrestling-based subscription service, and each month, subscribers will receive a new pro wrestling-themed mystery crate. To go and subscribe, please go and visit their website at www.wrestlecrate.com and on Twitter at WrestleCrates. What is going on, guys? JD from New York here, and this is your #1 source every fucking weekend for WWE news, rumors, reviews, and 2K15 content right here on YouTube.com, man. This is Off The Script. This is episode number 60, part number 1, to start your weekend off the right fucking way, man. You know when you see Off The Script in your sub boxes, you know it's time to start the weekend off, bro. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This is episode number 60. Thank you for all the love and support last weekend. Big weekend last weekend. All right, and don't let anyone tell you that there's no news and rumors after WrestleMania. It's slow going into Extreme Rules. Don't let anyone tell you that there's no WWE news because the WWE product right now is overseas. Don't let anyone tell you, man. I got 3 full days of news you're not going to hear anywhere else. So keep your fucking ass in that seat, grab a cold beverage, and let's talk WWE, man. Before I get into that, very quickly, if you guys are not following me on social media, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook, which I'm pretty sure I'll be deleting one of these weeks, man, because I'm never on it. But Twitter is where you can find me, at JD from NY. 206 to keep up to date on everything you need right here on this channel. If you guys want to interact with me, if you guys want to ask me a question, if you guys want to tweet with me during Monday Night Raw and the pay-per-views, Twitter is the place to be. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, I don't know what the fuck you're waiting for, man. I really don't. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? You love WWE? This is the place to be. All right, enough of that shit. Let's get right into it, man. I got just like the Call of Duty shit with Black Ops 3 being released, all right? I got leaks, I got news, I got rumors on WrestleMania 32. Current plans and possible spoilers, main events that WWE is going to look forward to in Dallas, Texas at AT&T Stadium next April, man, for WrestleMania 32. What's the big news? Well, Sting has not committed to working next year's WrestleMania 32, okay? Just getting that out there right now. This is exclusive information you're not going to hear anywhere else. According to my sources and where I go for my news, all right, Sting has not committed to working next year's WrestleMania, all right? We are told that Sting still wants The Undertaker in a singles match. Now that the streak is over, WWE wants to put less pressure on Taker and will be moving his match lower on the card each year, hoping that he'll want to keep wrestling a few more times if his body holds up. Vince McMahon wants to do The Rock versus Brock Lesnar next year, with the exception being if they can secure the services of Steve Austin. Now, there's problems going on right now between Austin and McMahon. I will definitely update you guys sometime this weekend on Off The Script about what is going on between Vince and Stone Cold, all right? Austin, though, right now for WrestleMania 32 is a long shot, but if they can get him to agree, Vince will want to do Austin versus Lesnar at WrestleMania 32, all right? And then they will hold off on Rock versus Brock for another show. Right now, this will leave Triple H to face The Rock at WrestleMania 32, all right? The decision to put Triple H over Sting was made because The Rock versus Triple H would be pushed as the bigger match over Taker versus Sting if both were on the card and were to occur. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that. If you're going to have a double retirement match between Taker and Sting, I don't see how any match on the card is going to trump Taker and Sting at WrestleMania 32 in both men's hometown where they're currently residing, okay? I don't see how that's possible, but that's WWE's logic, all right? Now, The Rock definitely wants to do more with Ronda Rousey, so things are open-ended right now with WWE Creative. The angle at WrestleMania 31 could lead to something with Triple H and Stephanie if Austin cannot be talked to into facing Brock Lesnar. Rock versus Brock with Rousey in one corner and Heyman in another is also being discussed between WWE Creative. Even though there are a lot of variables for next year's WrestleMania, and it's way too early for Vince to know if he can get Stone Cold, a worst case scenario of Brock versus Rock and Undertaker versus Sting plus whatever else they come up with has Vince feeling very confident that they can fill AT&T Stadium in Arlington for WrestleMania 32. That is the current plan and the current direction for WWE Creative right now for WrestleMania 32. A lot of open-ended scenarios for WWE. You know, you could also do the mixed tag team match that the report did not discuss of Rock and Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie. Or you can go with just Rousey and Stephanie at Arlington, in Arlington at AT&T Stadium for WrestleMania 32. A lot of different scenarios right now for WWE, but that is exclusive information you're not going to hear anywhere else, and that is the current direction for WrestleMania 32, man. Whatever the case may be, WWE seems to have ideas. It's good to have ideas now. If I was WWE, I would definitely get the ball rolling for WrestleMania 32 because you know it's going to be the biggest event of all time. All right, and if WWE and Vince can secure Steve Austin, I don't know if I would want Austin and Brock. I don't know how that would work. I don't know if Austin would want to get in the ring with somebody like Brock Lesnar at his age for one last match. I don't know, man. It definitely sounds intriguing. But let me know what you guys think right now about WWE's current direction for WrestleMania 32. What matches do you want to see? Are you upset? I know some of you in previous videos are upset that WWE may make this a part-timers event and pretty much screw the full-time guys who work their ass off to get on WrestleMania every year. But WWE honestly has the daunting task of filling 105,000 plus seats at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, man. They need to go this direction, otherwise it won't happen. You're not going to fill seats with a Ziggler. You're not going to fill seats with a Bray Wyatt, even though we all love them and we know that they're spectacular and, you know, they're just great at what they do. You're not going to fill seats like that, man. You got to have The Rock. You got to have Lesnar. You got to get Austin. You got to get Taker, Sting, Triple H, Rousey. You got to get these guys on there, man, and women. You got to get them on WrestleMania to fill it. It's going to be big. It would sell out like that. And WWE, you know, wants to go for that world record, man. The largest attending audience for WrestleMania ever at WrestleMania 32. Let me know what you guys think down below of that exclusive information, all right? Now, speaking of Rousey and McMahon, at WrestleMania 31, you guys know this already. You guys know this already. At Levi Stadium on March 29th, current UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion Ronda Rousey shocked the world when she appeared during an in-ring segment on the pay-per-view. Standing alongside Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Rousey tossed WWE COO Triple H and locked arms with Stephanie McMahon before eventually releasing her clutch. According to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer radio show, WWE officials have plans for a singles match between Rousey and Stephanie for WrestleMania 32. They also have plans, okay? This is another idea that's floating through WWE Creative right now. The whole thing is entirely up to Dana White and her also, obviously on whether she wants to do a match at WrestleMania. Now she has acted like she wants to do more. Everyone is saying it's not in her contract for anything more, and she's not under contract for anything more, but there is an understanding that she's going to do Mania next year. What Dave Meltzer found out is that the idea is a singles match with Stephanie McMahon and not a mixed tag and not in the corners. So right now, she is under the impression, Rousey is under the impression that it's going to be a one-on-one with Stephanie. It's not going to be Rousey in one corner and McMahon in the other. It's not going to be a mixed tag with, like I just previously mentioned, with The Rock and Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie, even though that would be a big seller for WrestleMania. Rousey right now is under the impression that it's going to be her versus Stephanie at WrestleMania, all right? It's a singles match, and that is the idea. It has always been the idea. This goes back to SummerSlam, okay, where Rousey attended SummerSlam with the 4 Horsewomen. They talked to her and she wanted to do it. What WWE wants and what UFC wants may be on entirely different wavelengths right now. Fox Sports reports that Rousey isn't expected to be in a WWE ring again as long as she's under contract to UFC and Dana White. Quote from Fox Sports, while the deal to get Rousey to appear in the WWE was in the works for several months, her agent Brad Slater from William Morris Endeavor, who also represents Johnson, Dwayne Johnson that is, told UFC Tonight's Ariel Helwani on Wednesday that this was a one-shot deal and the UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion isn't scheduled to appear on WWE again this year. Slater said there is also no guarantee of anything else in the works. WWE fans were certainly rabid for more Ronda Rousey at Monday's edition of Raw, where her name was shouted loudly throughout the arena when McMahon appeared in the ring. But when it comes to Rousey's next foray in the ring, Slater said it was all about Beth Correa on August 1st and in the main event of UFC 190. And while Slater promised Rousey will be 100% focused on beating Correa, it was said that when she gets back into training camp, Rousey will first return to do another one of her endeavors, filming a movie, Mile 22, which is also set to go into production later this month. So that is that from Fox Sports. But following her surprise appearance at WrestleMania 31, many rumors floated around about Ronda Rousey working a match for WWE in the future, potentially at WrestleMania 32, like I've been saying. While Rousey's appearance is indeed a one-off, which means it's a one-time appearance, WWE reportedly has a desire to have Rousey square off in a singles match against Stephanie McMahon. Dave Meltzer of the Figure 4 Online newsletter published a report offering more backstage news and notes on WWE's desire to have Ronda Rousey go one-on-one with McMahon at WrestleMania 32. While Rousey and WWE have not reached any sort of deal, there is said to be a mutual understanding between two parties that they would want such a match to take place. Since Rousey and the Four Horsewomen appeared at SummerSlam, WWE reportedly wanted to do a match between Rousey and McMahon at SummerSlam. Rousey aided McMahon in her ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, alright? While there is a mutual interest between the two parties, there will certainly be some obstacles in WWE's way. Due to Rousey being under contract with UFC, the company would have to sign off on Rousey wrestling in a WWE ring, should they even consider it. Though if plans for Rousey to compete fall through, WWE does have an alternative. It would likely book a singles match between The Rock and Triple H, with Stephanie in her husband's corner and Rousey in The Rock's corner. Okay, that is the latest on Ronda Rousey in a WWE ring. That is the exclusive information from Dave Meltzer and the Figure 4 newsletter and the Wrestling Observer radio show. Alright, so that is what's going on with Ronda Rousey. Do I want to see Ronda Rousey in a WWE ring? Abso-fucking-lutely, man. She's the baddest woman on the planet. She's decent to look at, okay? She's got a great personality. She's got it. People want to see her, okay? People want to see her. And the fact that she is UFC's biggest name right now, by far, the more notable name in UFC is Ronda Rousey. You want to get that in WWE. WWE is going to do whatever it takes to get Rousey and try to work a deal out simply because of all the publicity behind it, man. Where Ronda Rousey goes, especially if she goes to WWE, everyone would be all over that, man. WWE loves that type of attention. And do I see something being worked out? Yes. WWE will do whatever it takes to make WrestleMania 32 the most memorable show they ever put on. I do think Ronda Rousey will appear in a WWE ring at WrestleMania 32 in some type of role. We just don't know what it is just yet, man. They got a lot of options, but that is the latest on Ronda Rousey, okay? Earlier this year, it was announced WWE would be taking WrestleMania to Dallas, Texas at AT&T Stadium. A lot of WrestleMania news in this part one, guys. The move was long expected, and while other cities like Philadelphia put in competitive bids, they were overmatched by Jerry's World. In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer gives an update as to the frontrunner for WrestleMania the following year. WrestleMania 33 we're talking about. According to a report, the new Viking Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota is currently the frontrunner for WrestleMania 33. The new stadium, which will house just under 65,000 for a show like WrestleMania, is expected to be completed in time for the 2016 season. While many would seemingly be concerned for another cold weather WrestleMania, that would not be applicable, as the new stadium will support a glass roof. Alright, so no worries about weather in Minneapolis, because I know it gets fucking cold up there, and they will support a glass roof, a dome, over the entire building, alright? Others who have been in the running for the event are Philadelphia. If WrestleMania's in Philadelphia, man, I might have to make my way over there. Philadelphia once more alongside Orlando for WrestleMania 33. WrestleMania has never been held outside in Philadelphia, though has originated from the area in the past. Should Philly be selected, it would be at the same risk of cold weather WrestleMania 29 was at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The new stadium, which replaces the HHH Metrodome, has been in development for many years now. The Minnesota Vikings currently play their home games outside of TCF Bank Stadium, home of the University of Minnesota Golden Gophers. So that is the latest on possible WrestleMania 33 locations, man. It's either going to be Philadelphia, Minneapolis, and Orlando is also in the running, all right? And finally, guys, to end this week's part 1 of Off the Script, the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer radio show on F4WOnline.com with Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez has revealed the backstage word on when AJ Lee told WWE officials she was retiring from in-ring competition and the company as a whole. As previously reported, Lee and WWE announced that the former 3-time Divas champion was retiring just days following WrestleMania 31 on April 3rd. According to the report, Lee likely knew she would be retiring from WWE when she did before competing at WrestleMania 31. However, she did not inform the office about it until afterwards. Lee went on to work WrestleMania 31 and Monday Night Raw on March 30th. She competed in a 6-Diva tag team match, which will go down as her last WWE match ever. The report claims that Lee did not inform WWE brass that she would be retiring after WrestleMania 31 in fear that they might have scripted her to lose at the event. And the victory not only gave her an undefeated streak at WrestleMania that could never be broken, but it also allowed a notch in the win column for Paige, who is someone Lee is in very much support of in the company. Rumors have run rampant for months about Lee moving on from WWE due to the relationship the company currently has with her husband and former WWE champion, Phil Brooks, aka CM Punk. Many simply expected Lee's removal from the company, whether by WWE's hand or of her own doing, to only be a matter of time. In 5 short years, Lee accomplished all that she wanted in the business of sports entertainment and carved out a WWE Hall of Fame worthy resume to boot. I am sure the doors of WWE will remain open for Lee if she ever wants to return, unless she appears on Colt Cabana's podcast and talks about staph infections. Alright, guys, I also have a follow-up for AJ Lee sometime this weekend on why she did indeed retire from the WWE. Alright, I got a ton of news this weekend, guys. I got news on why Kurt Angle didn't go back to the WWE. I got news on Paul Bearer and Abdullah the Butcher, their Hall of Fame rings being put on eBay and sold for $20,000. I also got news on TMZ and a recent incident of Scott Steiner threatening to kill Hulk Hogan. Unbelievable news, guys. I got so much news this weekend. I got news on SmackDown moving to the USA Network. I got news on Seth Rollins and his Money in the Bank contract and all that, man. I got news on Chael Sonnen actually calling out Seth Rollins. News on Roman Reigns and why the WWE locker room thinks he was screwed at WrestleMania, and reasons why his family wanted him to quit WWE after the main event came to a conclusion at WrestleMania, man. All this, plus so much more on Off the Script this weekend. Do not go anywhere. Like I said, man, do not listen to anyone who tells you there is not news or rumors this weekend. I got plenty of news to keep you guys talking, to keep you guys busy right here on Off The Script, guys. Thank you for watching. This is part 1. If you did indeed enjoy this weekend's Off The Script part 1, hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think, man. Let me know what you think about all these top stories and coming up this weekend on Off The Script. If you guys need more wrestling content, Justin LaBar, Josh Eisenberg, and Brian Gulish, Chairshot Reality at WrestleZone.com. Go visit those guys down below in the description, man. Their homepage is linked down below. If you want more LaBar, his personal website and all his stuff is also linked down there as well. Joe Cronin Show. If you guys want to listen to Joe spew his WWE knowledge, his links to his Twitter and his YouTube link down below as well. And the fine people over at WrestleCrate, man. April 25th is when the first crate will be shipping, and I will be unboxing the ultimate WrestleCrate right here on my channel, man. Go subscribe. Tell them that JD from NY sent you. If you guys got little ones at home, little children running around, it's going to be great to give as gifts, man. For anyone, not just your children, but for anyone who is a fan of the WWE, man. WrestleCrates.com, and if you guys want to go follow them on Twitter, link is also down below for their Twitter page at WrestleCrates. All right, I'm out, guys. I'm going to get to work on part 2. Until then, I'll see you guys on Saturday morning. Remember, hit that like. If you're not subscribed here, I don't know what the fuck you're waiting for. This is without question the #1 source for WWE news and rumors right here on YouTube.com. This is JD. I'll see you on Saturday. Until then, guys, take care, and I'll talk to you soon.